So I wanted to create this quick lecture because OpenAI just released ChatGPT 4, and it has some interesting new capabilities and functionalities that I wanted to go over so that when you're going through this course, you know the differences between ChatGPT 4 and the previous models. So with that said, let's get into it. So if you're logged into ChatGPT and you have a Plus account, which is the only way you're going to be able to access this new model, and by the way, that's currently $20 a month, you're going to be able to click this drop-down menu up top, and I actually like this because it's going to show you the difference between the reasoning, the speed, and the conciseness of these models. So we have the legacy, which was the previous Plus model, the current default 3.5 model, which is really optimized for speed. So this is currently the fastest model if you want to get things done more quickly. If you have the Plus account, then ChatGPT 4 is going to be available for you, which is their newest, most advanced model that excels at tasks that require really advanced reasoning, complex instructions and understandings, and overall has way more creativity. So the reasoning has gone way up and the conciseness has gone way up, but the trade-off is the actual speed of the outputs has gone down. So that's something to keep in mind. So now let's hop over to the OpenAI website and go through a little bit more of the new updated details. So like I mentioned, GPT-4 can solve more complex problems with greater accuracy and overall context on the more subtle parts of prompts. So it has a broader general knowledge and better problem-solving abilities. And I kind of like their breakdown here, breaking down the new updates in a creative fashion, a visual output fashion, and a longer context fashion. So let's go into these individually. So the coolest part of the creative update for GPT-4 is that it is way more efficient at helping you do things such as composing songs, writing screenplays, and learning your specific writing style with priming, which we go into in the course. And next up is the visual input, because one of the coolest parts is that GPT-4 is going to be multimodal, so it's going to be able to integrate with other things like photos and in the future, audio and video. This functionality, I will say though, is currently in a testing mode and isn't available for public use, but what it can do is pretty cool. So you can feed it a photo and the input was, what can I make with these ingredients? And in the photo we have eggs, flour, and some other ingredients to cook with, and here was ChatGPT's output. There are many options of what you can make with these ingredients, but some possibilities are pancakes and waffles, crepes, French toast, omelets, quiche, custard, pudding. And that's pretty incredible that it's understanding the context of the photo and the context of the question and bridging those boundaries between photos and text like GPT-3 or the previous model could never do before. The third coolest upgrade is just the sheer amount of content that the new model can handle, which is over 25,000 words of text, which is going to open it up to so many more use cases with long form content. For example, you can now paste in nearly 50 pages of written words, and it can, of course, digest that information, synthesize it, and pop out whatever it is that you're putting into your input. The next big update is just the overall advancement in reasoning capability and its capabilities to just handle complex data. So if we look here, we can see GPT-4 outperforms ChatGPT by scoring way higher on approximate percentiles amongst test takers. So for the bar exam, the first ChatGPT was in the 10th percentile, so at the very bottom, and the newest version is at the 90th percentile. So all of these updates are coming out consistently, so we will be adding lessons as the new functionalities are rolled out. And I also wanted to mention that everything else that we teach in this course is still completely applicable to this new model. So as you progress through this course, you can choose to use whichever model you'd like to use for ChatGPT, and we'll continue to add new lessons into this course for the new functionalities that OpenAI continues to release.